Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Today I want to just talk about money. I want to talk about how we sometimes use money as an excuse not to accomplish your dreams. Uh, some Sometimes you look at a situation and you think, oh, I don't have the money to open that business or to go and study or to just pursue my dreams. I don't have the money for it. So today it's just me sharing with you or trying to motivate you to get your butt up from your work, from that corner that you are sitting in, pitying yourself, saying, boo-hoo, I can't get to my dreams, I can't do what I want because I have no money, and just getting yourself motivated. This video is actually aimed to motivate you to get up and go and accomplish your dreams. Go in and try and make your vision or your desires come true in your life. So by doing so, I want to basically just walk. I want you to walk with me. And as I explained to you, how I basically got to where I am, it wasn't easy. And in where I grew up in the location, in the location, as we refer to it. I know maybe in American term you would say the ghetto or the ghetto. So, but we were not, we didn't grow up in the suburbs. We didn't grow up in uh, with rich parents and stuff. Our parents, they did the best that they could. For our parents, as long as you have a roof over your head, food to eat, clothes to wear, and you are in school and your school things are taken care of, for them that was the best that they could do at the time. So for us, if you had the desire to go and further your studies after you have accomplished, or after you have finished your matric, you would go and ask your parents cautiously if you could do it, because it wasn't easy. I mean, for them to maintain you and the house was hard work for them. And if you had to come to them and say you want to go study, that put extra strain on them. And they would try their level best to get you into a top university or whatever, but halfway, or 1 year or 2 years in your studies, they come at you and tell you, the money's run out, I can't afford it anymore. So then you are either left with having to drop out of school, and go and find a job yourself and try and make your dream come true as well. So when I was growing up, I didn't really have a set plan as to what I wanted to be. I always said to myself, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. I want to make a difference out there. But one day, my dad asked me. I was in my matric year, grade 12, and my dad asked me, "So what do you want to do when you grow up? And when you finish your matric, what do you want to do?" And I said to him, "I want to go study teaching. I want to be a teacher." And my dad was like, "No, no child of mine is going to be a teacher." I know what my dad had against teachers. Big up to teachers. I mean, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for teachers and lecturers. So they have a very important role, but he just didn't want to. And he said to me, "Tomorrow, or was it a Monday, I'm going to take you from out of school. I'm going to ask for permission. But on Monday, we're going to VETS and we're going to go check if we can find you a career path or something that you can study that you can make a success of your life with." Got to VETS actually. The career guidance people who they guide you basically when they look at your subjects, and they look at your marks and things like that. Then they can more or less say to you, okay, why don't you go in this direction and that direction. But then this guidance, this person that was helping me with choosing a subject or course to study, actually said to me, why don't you all try IT? I mean, it's the in thing now. Everybody who's doing it. Those years it just came in to schools, and it just came into tertiary education. My dad said, yeah, let's try that one. It's about computers. Let's go for it. And I went to go write the test, but I didn't make it. The aptitude test, I wasn't accepted in. So the letter basically that I got from Wits was, go look for something else. Don't give up. Take this letter, go and go apply for something else. So when my matric, after I finished my matric, got our results, and come February we had to go and register. Not register. We had to go. The school was open. You can go and choose your subjects. Others had to register. So I went there, and I got another guidance. I don't know what they call themselves, but it was a guidance person who asked me, like, what did you apply for? And I'm like, I applied for IT, but I wasn't accepted. And then she's like, but you got maths and things, so why don't you try for their bridging course? And I asked her, like, bridging course, what is that? So she explained to me what it was. Well, for those who don't know, bridging course is basically a course that they give you before you actually do the actual course. So for IT, it's basically just a foundational course that they give you, because they found that many of the first years, especially us who are less privileged, we didn't have the computer exposure. So this course basically just helps you understand what a computer is, how to switch it on, what programs are there, what operating systems are there, what are the hardware, what are the softwares. And by the time when you get to first year, they've laid this foundation for you. You're not going to be lost when they put you in front of a computer and say, go to this application and let's go. You're not going to still be fumbling around. You'll know what it's about. So I applied now for the bridging course. I got accepted, and I told my mom. So my mom actually went and got me a loan from work, and I studied really hard. And what the bridging course is about is that it automatically, if you pass the bridging course, then they automatically put you into first year IT. So I really studied hard, and I passed first the bridging course, and then I was placed over to start my first year in IT. So then after a while, my mom came to me and she said to me, you know what, I can't afford to pay for your studies for next year. And I thought, oh gosh, Lord, I really like studying computers. It's so fascinating for me. I immediately fell in love with the course. So please, just make a way for me. And I didn't know what else or who else to turn to, because nobody had money to send me to school. And then the year passed, and then at the beginning of the year, basically, I think with tertiary, they usually start registering in February thereon. So that week of the registration, I didn't have money to go and register, but my mom said to me, go anyway. So now this was just a faith leap that I took, that my mom actually pushed me, and it was just a leap of faith. So I went to the Technicon, because IT was basically just taught in technicons. It wasn't in varsities and things. So it had to be like a technical college or technicon. I got there, I registered. My mom said to me, let's take a leap of faith. Why don't you go to the Technicon and find out if you can get a student loan, because I hear they do give student loans to students, right? And and then see what they say. So I went there with all my paperwork because I didn't want to run up and down. I went there. I even registered for the courses, and then I asked them, where can I go to apply for a student loan? And they referred me to a place also on the campus. I went there and I applied, and then within a few days they actually sent me a response back saying that the loan has been approved. So I went back the following week, and then, they gave me the paperwork. I went back and registered, and I gave the paperwork in, and the student loan actually paid for my studies for the next 3 years that I was studying IT. So at least that burden was off my shoulders. But you still had the burden of how do I get to school? you know, books and stuff. So all those challenges were thrown on my lap, and I had to make a plan. I mean, it's a survival of the fittest, as they say. I had to survive, because now I'm in this ocean and I have to swim. I had I had to swim. So now, when I was in the course now, and I was now learning and things, I had to um, I had to pray every day. Oh God, help me to have money to go to school. I had to pray every day for books. When it came to the book thing, when you are hustling, you really try your utmost best. I learned to hustle from my mom. I learned to hustle from my dad as well. And so I learned from the other students. I just heard other students talking about buying secondhand books. So I never had brand new books while I was studying IT. I bought secondhand books from, like, I was a first year, and then I would buy the second year's first year books, and so on. When I was a second year, I would buy the third year's second year books. So so it was cheaper. And me also, I became clever that when I got to second year, I would sell my first year books to the first years, and then use that money to buy books for second year from the third years. So that's how I used to hustle. And then sometimes you had to, other most of the times I would just buy secondhand books that were important, like my two majors that I had, and then other subjects that I could see these are important subjects, I need the whole textbook. But the other subjects that I didn't need the whole textbook, I would photocopy, but not photocopy the whole book. No, like photocopy just the chapters you need for your homework, for your exams, for your tests. I was hustling. I was really hustling. I had to go buy like a library, a card from the library where you like put money in it, like these phone cards of the olden days, when you put money in it and you go to the photocopy machine and you have to make photocopies every month. I used to do that. I used to hustle, guys. I used to hustle just to get through school, through exam, through class. And other times it was tough. There was times that I just didn't have money to go to school. And I thank God that He just placed the right people in my life. I I just, when I look back at it now, it was just carefully orchestrated by God. That's why I'm saying that if you place your dreams in the hands of God, and ask Him, help me to accomplish this, He will help you. Because I believe that even though you have a dream, it's no use in just saying, "Oh, I want to become a doctor," but you in school you don't study, you don't work towards being in a position where you can be accepted in varsity to become a doctor. You're just playing around. Faith without works is dead. That's what the Bible says. So if he sees that you're doing your part, God will help you and he will open up doors for you so that you can accomplish your dreams and your desires. So I placed it in God's hand and I said, help me with this. And other times I really didn't have money. I remember this one time I just didn't have money to go to school. My mom didn't have money. Things were tough at home, especially in my third year. Uh, it was rough at home, and I still remember till this day. I had a friend and who or friends, a group of friends who we would check on each other, but they checked on me and like, why weren't you in school for the past 2 days? And I just had to come clean with to them and said, I don't have money to come. And my friends didn't even make me feel bad about it or anything. That day they just said to me, just borrow half of the money. We'll take care of the rest. And I'm telling you, almost every week my friends would club together and give me money to come to school until I was, okay now and back on my feet. But I got the right friends, and I always say it was so carefully orchestrated by God that I got this one friend. Now this story always makes me laugh because I don't know why this friend of mine had such a liking in me. Um, I could understand I had a female friend. We were very close. But there was this guy friend that was, like when we met each other, it was like we just clicked. And it wasn't on a sinister level or anything. It was like brother and sister. He just looked after me. And there was never an uncomfortableness. He just looked after me. We just clicked, basically. Even though he was a guy, I'm a girl, and people say people can't be friends. People of the opposite sex can't be friends. There's no such thing. We were friends for those years. For years, we were friends. And he took me under his wing. And I remember the time when we met in first year. Um, I used to always sit at the back with my friends, and we'd goof off, and there was always something funny, and you won't concentrate. But for some strange reason, one day he pulled me one side. He said, no, come sit here in front with me. He used to like sitting in the front of the class. And I'm telling you, this guy just took me under his wing, and I found it so strange. Why is this guy so friendly towards me? But I don't get like weird vibes from him, but why is he so friendly towards me? And then we became really good friends. And then one day when we were writing our exams, because I was wondering why is it that God, why does he want to be my friend? And we wrote an exam, and then the next day the lecturer gave us our papers back, because in those days they gave us our test papers back so that you can see where you made your mistakes and things. And I looked at him like, at least I passed. Because God knows me. Hey, when God says in his word that he knows you better than you know yourself, he knows you before you were even formed, he's no joke. God knew or knows me better than I know myself. I am not a clever person, but I'm a hard worker. And that makes it seem like I'm clever, right? I cannot cram work. I learned that in high school. I cannot cram. I will crash and burn. So I was always a planner. I still am, where I plan my schedule, and I plan how I'm going to study, because I learn with repetition. That's how my brain works. The more I repeat something, the more I remember it, and the more it sinks in. So now I'm this friend of mine. After we got our exam papers, our test papers back, and then I'm like, oh, okay, at least I passed. It took me a long time. At least I passed the test. And then I asked him, like, so how'd you do? and he gives me his paper. I'm like, you got 100%. You got 100%? It's like, yeah. So I'm like, so I thought, lucky break. When I look back at all those little moments, I realized like God had it planned, because he was such a great help for me. He used to tutor me a lot. He literally took me under his wing and helped me to study. He helped me to understand the work. In IT, you do a lot of programming and the coding and things. Actually, he taught me a lot of things that, the lecturers sometimes are not like in school, where they take their time to explain something. They explain it, you ask your questions, and oh well, if you don't get it, it's your responsibility to make sure you get the work, or understand it. So he helped me a lot with assignments. He helped me a lot with projects. He helped me understand a lot of the coding, in the programming languages and the software. He was just so brilliant, and he would probably die if he has to find out I'm talking about him in this video. But I feel like he was also part of my journey, and part of the plan God had to get me to where I am. I don't think I would have if I didn't have the right people around me. So even when you leave your dreams in God's hands, he takes care of you, and he thinks of the things that you didn't even think of, to make you and to help you get to where you want to be. If it's in God's will, why wouldn't God help you? And if it's your desire and it's something that's going to benefit you and your family, why wouldn't God help you? He's the one that opens up doors for you. So he just went ahead of me, God, and placed all these people strategically around me to help me get there. I remember in my last year, I was struggling with this one major, and in my third year, just the last semester, I didn't make it. I didn't pass that exam. So I had to wait for the next year, second semester, to redo that subject, that one particular module. And I'm telling you, I didn't have money, because now the student loan only pays for your studies if you consecutively pass your exams. But if you have to sub or rewrite your exam, the student loan doesn't pay for it. When I didn't have money to do that last semester, again, God spoke to one of my aunts, and she sent money to my mom. It's like, this child is really trying her best to make her life better. So here's the money. Go and finish that subject, and complete your national and complete your national diploma. And I went there, I gave it my best shot, I passed that exam so well, and I graduated eventually. And everything that has happened in my life so far, God has orchestrated it. God has planned it for me. And because I did my part in it, the doors will open. But you can't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself because you don't have money to do it. If you want to open a business, most people who've started businesses, they did go and apply for a loan so that they can at least buy that one piece of equipment. If you don't want to go and make a loan to buy that one piece of equipment just to get started with your business, then go and sell other stuff, like go sell vegetables or something, and from that money that you make there, buy that first piece of equipment that you need to start your business. If you really have your heart set on going to study like I did, I hustled. Or even though I got a student loan that I had to pay off, For me at that time, it was worth it because I ended up with the piece of paper I wanted in my hand at the end of the day. So if you have to hustle, go and hustle. If you have to make a loan, go and make the loan. But be wise about spending the money for your loan. Don't go and do it recklessly. Start your business off small and then build it up from there. Even if you do want to own an events company, but you start off, with the selling vegetables, it's still okay. You set a plan for yourself and you go for it. If you want to go study and your parents don't have money, you don't have money to go and study. What else can you do? If you can't get a student loan to go and study, go and find a job, work as a cashier, start saving up your money and be focused at what you want to do. Because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. So be focused and know that this is my vision, this is my dream, this is my plan, and I don't want anyone derailing me from it. Because if you're going to allow people to sway you and derail you, you're never going to get to your destination. You're always going to look back at your life and think, I could have, I should have, why didn't I? But just focus on what you want to do and don't use money as an excuse not to go for your dreams. Don't use money as an excuse not to go for your dreams. It is your dream, and who knows why you have that burden of that dream on your shoulders. So go for it, fulfill yourself, fulfill your life with what you want, because if you're not going to do it, who else is going to do it for you? I even had to get a part-time job to help my mom, to help my family, to help myself to get to school. I couldn't always rely on my friends giving me money to get to school. No. In the third year, I did go and I did get like a piece job in Yana to help me buy those final sets of books and just to help me to have transport to get to school. So I had to get that. Money is no excuse for you not to accomplish your dream. If you don't have it, go out there and get it. It is not the end of the world because your parents can't pay for your studies. You make it happen. And God will help you. God will help you with the rest. So as I conclude this video, I really just want to take you out of that slump or that rut that you are in, feeling sorry for yourself. Get up. Money is not the end of the world. But if you don't go out there and get the money, money is not going to come to you. So make the most of it. Get up, dust yourself off, and go and try and make your dreams come true. Because the Bible is not joking when it says faith without works is dead. So if you're just gonna have faith, you're just gonna have faith, but you're not putting anything to that faith. You're not plowing, you're not studying, you're not hustling, you're not trying anything. It's not gonna happen. But don't use money as an excuse not to go for your dreams. Go get it. Go get it. Thank you so very much for joining me today. So I will catch you on the flip side with another video. Hope this was helpful to you. Hope it encouraged you to go and get your dreams.